Hello, hello, hello everyone. Today we shall discuss about units and measurement of class 11. Here you see we are going to share something on units and measurement. Here we will learn about units and measurement. Here you see there are various factors which we define, and we learn about the various factors of units and measurement. In the previous classes, we have learned about units and measurement, and this is the second video of units and measurement. We already learned that for measurement of length, we have two methods. One is direct method and the another one is indirect method. You see, we will discuss all these things here. Here we will see these differences. What are the main difference between them? You see here we are discussing. I already told you on the previous day that in measurement of length we have two methods, right? That is, we are learning about measurement of length. Measurement of length. Measurement of length. In measurement of length, we have two methods. One, what we call it as direct method. This is called as direct method to measure the length. Direct method, and another one is indirect method. Direct method, and the second one what we know is indirect method. This is indirect method. In direct method we have four ways to measure length. Number one what we use is ordinary scale. We can use ordinary scale to measure the length. Ordinary scale. And number two, we can use in direct method is we can use vernier caliper. Vernier caliper. And the third one we can use, that is screw gauge. And the fourth one, for direct method we can use is spherometer. Spherometer. These are the four ways in which we can use to measure the length in direct method. First one is ordinary scale you can use. The second one is vernier caliper. Third one is screw gauge, and the fourth one is spherometer. With these four instruments you can use, we can measure the length in direct method. And in indirect method there are three methods in which you can use. In indirect method, the first one is we can use reflection or echo method. First one is reflection. Reflection or echo method you can use. Reflection or echo method. This is the first one. And the second one we can use
So I recently met one of my students who is in the top medical.
second one we can use is the sonar. This is the second method. Sonar. What is the full form of sonar? Sonar is sound navigation and ranging. Sound navigation and ranging. And we'll use the third method also. Third method is radar. This is the third method we can use in third method. This is what we call is radar. The full form of sonar is sound, navigation and ranging. Sound, sound navigation, navigation and ranging. Sound navigation and ranging. And in the case of radar, we use it as radio detection and ranging. This is radio detection and ranging. This is radio detection and ranging. This is radio detection and ranging. Radio detection and ranging. And ranging. Now you can see here that in measurement of length we use two methods. One is direct method, another one is indirect method. In direct method we use ordinary scale, we use vernier caliper, we use screw gauge, and the fourth one is spherometer. Later on we will discuss all these things one by one. And in indirect method for measurement of length we use reflection and echo method. Sometimes you use the laser to find the length or distance in reflection and echo method. But in case of sonar, sound navigation and ranging, we use the ultrasonic sound to measure the distance, to find the depth of ocean, to find the depth or distance of ocean, depth of ocean. We find the depth of ocean in sonar. And in case of radar, radio detection and ranging, we use the radio waves, we use radio waves to measure distance. Beside that, we can use also parallax method and electron microscope also. For measurement of length, we also use parallax method and electron microscope. Number two, use electron microscope. Now you see, in measurement of length, we use two methods. One is direct method and another one is indirect method. In direct method, there are four methods in which we can measure the length. Number one is the ordinary scale, number two vernier caliper, number third is screw gauge, and then number four is spherometer. And indirect method use three methods, that is reflection or echo method by using laser. And second is sonar, that is sound navigation and ranging. Use ultrasonic sound to find the depth of ocean. And what is ultrasonic sound? If the frequency is more than 20,000 hertz, we said it as ultrasonic sound. If the frequency of the sound is more than 20,000 hertz, it is ultrasonic sound. And for here, we use the depth of ocean. In the radar, we use radio detection and ranging. We use the radio waves to measure the length. Besides that, we can use parallax method and electron microscope also to measure the length or distance. These are the measurement of length, and later on we will discuss all these things about ordinary scale, vernier caliper, screw gauge, and spherometer. We will discuss all these things in some videos. Now we learn about the measurement of time and also measurement of mass. These are the various methods we have already discussed, that is indirect method, ordinary scale, vernier caliper, screw gauge and speedometer is used, and indirect method use reflection and echo method by using laser. And in sonar, that is sound navigation and ranging, we use ultrasonic sound to find the depth of ocean. And what is that ultrasonic? Ultrasonic means 20,000 hertz. In case of also we use the radar. Radar is radio detection and ranging. Use the radio waves to find the distance. Besides that, we use parallax method and electron microscope also to measure distance or length. Now we learn about mass measurement. How we can measure the mass? We can measure the mass in this way. Measurement of mass. Now we will find the methods of measurement of mass. In which way we find the measurement of mass? Measurement of mass. Measurement of mass. In measurement of mass, we use to measure mass we use common balance. Use common balance. We use common balance. To measure mass, we use the common balance. And to measure weight, these by common balance we use to measure the mass of an object. Mass of an object use common balance. And number two, we can use spring balance or weighing machine to measure weight. We can use spring balance or weighing machine. Weighing machine. We use spring balance or weighing machine to measure weight of an object. To measure weight of an object. Weight of an object. Now here you see that to finding the measuring the mass, we use the common balance for measuring mass and use spring balance or weighing machine to measure the weight of an object. Now we'll learn about how to measure the weight of an object. Actually, the weight of an object can be found out by this formula. Weight of an object. Weight of an object can be found out by this formula. Weight of an object can be found out in this formula, like this one. M into G. M into G. M is mass of the object. M equal to mass of the object. M is equal to mass of the object. Mass of the object. And G is the acceleration due to gravity. And G is equal to acceleration due to gravity. It is the acceleration due to gravity. Again, we are learning about measurement of mass. In measurement of mass, we use common balance for measuring the mass of an object, and to find the weight of an object, we use spring balance or weighing machine, that is, weight of an object can be found out by the formula, that is mass into m into g. M is the mass of the object and g is the acceleration due to gravity, and that is equal to, we know that it is 9.8 meter per second square. In this way, we can find the mass of an object. To find the mass, to find the mass of an atom, to find the mass of a molecule or atom. To find the mass, to find the mass of an object, to find the mass of atom or molecule, we use we use mass spectrometer, mass spectrometer, mass spectrometer, right? In the next video, we'll learn how to measure the mass and how to measure the weight of an object. To measure the mass, we use count balance, and to measure the weight of an object, we use a spring balance or a weighing machine. And to find the mass of an atom or molecule, we use mass spectrometer. We use mass spectrometer, right? This is the way in which we use the measure of mass. For measurement of mass, we use count balance and spring balance or weighing machine for finding the weight of an object. And weight of an object is called mg. M is the mass of the object, and g is the acceleration due to gravity, and that is 9.8 meter per second square. To find the mass of an atom or molecule, use mass spectrometer. Now we learn about time measurement. How to measure the time? Let us learn about the time measurement. How to measure the time? Measurement of time. Measurement of time. Measurement of time. In measurement of time, we use in the previous period, we use the quartz clocks, quartz clock to measure time. We use quartz clock to measure time. In ancient days, we use the quartz clock, or you can use a stopwatch to measure time. But nowadays, in modern times, we use cesium clock. Cesium. We use cesium clock to measure the time. We use cesium 133, cesium 133 to measure the time. And this type of cesium 133 is used in various clock. The three most important where you use the cesium is remote sensing. The first one is remote sensing. Remote sensing. Second one, what we call it is geographic information system, that is GIS. Geographic information system. Geographic information system. Information system. Geographic information system. And third one, we use global positioning system. Global, this is GIS. We use the cesium in GIS. And the last one is global positioning system. Global positioning system. Global positioning. Global positioning system, and what we call it as GPS. Therefore, in measurement of time, we use in the previous period we use the quartz clock to measure time and also use a stopwatch. But nowadays we use cesium clock. That is, we use the cesium 133 to measure the exact time. Cesium 133 can measure exact time, can measure exact time, exact time. And this the cesium 133 is used in these three, that is remote sensing, geographic information system, GIS, and global positioning system, that is GPS. Besides that, we can use radioactive dating to find the age of Earth. To find the age of Earth, we use two radioactive dating. What we call it as radioactive dating. Radioactive dating. In radioactive dating, we use carbon dating, carbon dating, and the second one we use is uranium dating. Uranium dating. In these two methods, you can find the age of Earth, and you use the radioactive dating. Use carbon 14, carbon 614 to find the age of Earth in carbon dating method. In uranium dating, also you can find the age of Earth. In this way, we can measure the time. Again, I am repeating once again. That is, in measurement of time, in previous days we use the quartz clock to measure time, and stopwatch also. And nowadays also we use stopwatch. But nowadays we use cesium clock. That is, CS133 is used to measure the exact time. And cesium clock is used in these three also. That is remote sensing, geographic information system (GIS), and global positioning system, that is GPS. Besides that, we can find the age of Earth also in two ways, that is radioactive dating to find the age of Earth. And we use two methods, one is carbon dating and another one is uranium dating. In carbon dating and uranium dating, we can find the age of Earth. Now, we learn how to measure the length. We already told you that we have to measure length, we use three things. Now we'll learn about the direct method. This is direct method. In direct method, in direct method, we use number one, ordinary scale. Ordinary scale. In ordinary scale, how we measure, that is important for us. First of all, how to find the length in ordinary scale. Suppose this is the ordinary scale, or you can find the ordinary scale from here also. Let's explain how we can use ordinary scale. In ordinary scale, so this is ordinary scale, how to measure the length that we are going to discuss first. We have the division like this. If you centimeter you use 1, 0, 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter, 5 centimeter. Suppose this is 1, this is 2, this is 3 centimeter, this is 4 centimeter, and this is 5 centimeter. And this 1 centimeter is divided into 10 equal parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Actually, first you have to find the least count. Least count in ordinary scale. How to find least count? What is the least count? That you have to first know. What is the meaning of least count? Least count is the measurement of one small division. Right? Here you can see that 10 divisions is equal to 1 centimeter, right? 10 division equal to 1 centimeter. Therefore, you can say that one division is equal to 1 by 10 centimeter. Or you can write it as 0.1 centimeter. Therefore, this distance is 0.1 centimeter. Right? Now, how we to measure? We have to find the least count first. We find the least count as 0.1 centimeter. That is the division of the smallest. The length of smallest division is 0.1 centimeter. Now, we'll find how to measure the distance. First, you have to measure the distance with this scale in this way. Suppose this is 1, 2, 3, or 4 centimeter, maybe 1 centimeter, 2 centimeter, 3 centimeter, 4 centimeter. And suppose we are measuring a length of a line up to here. And suppose this is 1, 2, 3, and this is 1, 2, 3. At 3 it is coinciding. Right? Therefore, the length of this line will be, this is 3.1, 0.2, 0.3, that is 3.3 centimeter. Length of this line AB, length of line AB, length of line AB is equal to 3.3 centimeter. How to find this value? First, you have to write the main value, that is 3 centimeter, plus how many division is there? 1, 2, 3. That is 3 into multiplied by least count, that is 0.1. Right? Therefore, we are getting 3 centimeter. We are getting 3 centimeter plus 0.3 centimeter. Therefore, the actual result is 3.3 centimeter. 3.3 centimeter. This is the way in which we can measure the length of any object with the help of ordinary scale. That means to measure with the ordinary scale, you have to first find the least count. Here we got 10 division equal 1 centimeter, therefore 1 division equal 1 by 10 centimeter, that is 0.1 centimeter. And length of the line will be, this is the main scale. You find the rating of the on the main scale, that is 3 centimeter, suppose up to 3, and number of division 1, 2, 3, it is 3 into 0.1 centimeter, that is 0.3, therefore it is 3.3 centimeter. Besides that, you have to avoid how to measure length of an line with scale correctly. Actually, sometimes we measure the length wrongly. You have to see the length in perpendicular direction to find the length, not in this direction. or in this direction. You have to see it in perpendicular direction. Here also you can see in perpendicular direction. Perpendicular means 90 degree to that point. Only then this line we can measure in accuracy. And not only that, we can measure the length 10 times. We have to measure this length 10 times, and after that divide it by 10 and you get average length of line, average, and that is average length can be found out by number of measurement. Total number, suppose first one is 3.3. Suppose I mean first time we measure it 3.3, second time measure is 3.4, and third time measure 3.2. Then divide it by number of observation 1 plus 2 plus 3. Then you get the average length of the line. And this way we can find the accurate length of a line, length of a line. In this way, we can find the length of a line with ordinary scale. Besides that, we can use vernier caliper to measure the. We use vernier caliper, and third one is screw gauge. We use screw gauge, and the fourth one we use spherometer. All these things we use in ordinary indirect method. And I already told you that in indirect method use three methods. One is reflection or echo method. We use the laser. In case of sound navigation and ranging, we use ultrasonic sound. In case of radar, that is radio detection and ranging, we use radio waves. Besides that, we use also parallax method and electron microscope for measuring in indirect method. For measurement of mass, we already told you that we use measurement of mass in with, with using the common balance for measuring the mass, and for measurement of weight, we use the spring balance or weighing machine. For measuring the mass of an atom or molecule, we can use the mass spectrometer for measuring mass of an atom or a molecule. That is, the name of the instrument is mass spectrometer. For measuring time, in the ancient time, we use the quartz clock for measuring time. But in modern times, we use cesium clock to